Hey, what's going on, guys? Kitsune TCG here, and I just thought I'd kind of quickly show off a few different test hands that are capable with the Madolche deck. Someone requested it, so I thought I would just kind of go through that and what some different possible combos are. You hit a point where in the Madolche line you really just kind of becomes the very similar, very same kind of combo. But your beginning is kind of different. It can be pretty varied depending on the hand. Obviously, blind going second, there are going to be a lot of cards that you see that aren't going to be particularly useful at this point in time, just because obviously you're trying to play into an opponent's board, but you still can kind of just show off, I guess, how the deck can combo. So we do have Madolche, so pretty much already have access to the combo there. Duster, that's pretty great. Madolche, that's fine. Gamma Seal, and Angeli. So you can really see how this deck is just kind of capable of playing second. If we were to draw a 6th card, Promenade, not the worst thing. We'll just keep that there. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, overall, having Duster in hand and Gamma Seal already pretty much is going to help you kind of, odds are, OTK. But, assuming we're going first, just kind of playing with that route, you can go ahead and start with Madolche. Madolche is definitely a little bit better start than the Angeli, because the Angeli, really kind of, either one of these plays is really just kind of hurting you if you have to go into Ash, but overall, definitely the safer line, just because, just kind of keep you some additional keeping on board, plus you are going to be able to use the Angeli effect later, and you'd rather keep the Battle Protected Hoot Cake anyway. So we can, just grab the Petting Cessor. Since we have no monsters in grave, we can actually just go ahead and activate its effect, bringing it out, plus the Pudding Cess. And from there, you just kind of fall into, your very similar Madolche line. You can overlay whichever two you need, but definitely have to include a Pudding Cess. Go into the Glass Souffle, detach one, but make sure to leave the Pudding Cess. Go into the Chocolate Mode. Chocolate Mode will shuffle back the Petting Cessor, detaching the Glass Souffle, and here is where you're going to bring out a copy of Angeli. Angeli is going to tribute to bring out Hoot Cake. Now you do have a Battle Protected Hoot Cake. You want to make sure that you have it in at least one of your link zones, so either one of the corners or the center. Hoot Cake we can banish. You want to make sure you're banishing the extra deck monster, since this only triggers back on shuffle into main deck. So just need to kind of keep that in mind when you're going through any of the combos. There are a few things that these cards don't interact very well, but for the most part they're not too big of hurdles. Messenger Lotto, we can add the Chateau. From here, a few things you can really do. We have the Messenger Lotto in hand, so we do need to get a way to get this one shuffled back. So we can actually just go ahead and go into the link. So we do have the fresh start. You can activate the Chateau. Chateau is going to shuffle all 3 back. And that will go ahead and trigger the Chocolate Mode. Chocolate Mode can just bring out again that same Messenger Lotto. And then Messenger Lotto will search us. We don't really have a way of going into anything else, so you don't really need to grab Ticket or Salon. Instead, we can just grab the Promenade and yeah, so basically you just kind of end with just a set Promenade. It's a Explorer, Trap, Negate. But again, like I said, that's really the reason why this deck is mainly going second, is you just want to use your kind of board breakers to go from there. Just quickly kind of shuffle it up, and we'll show off probably another starter. And yeah, just shuffling it up again. We'll just show off another hand here. Might just do this one, maybe one more after it, depending on how it looks. The Pot of Prosperity, already you can really just kind of dig for whatever we need. Messenger Lotto again, unfortunately. Lightning Storm, really great, obviously, is going second. So we can show off some of the Vernisylphs, which actually is what we're going to exactly have to do. Again, assuming we're going second, having the Lightning Storm already plus Prosperity is going to let us kind of dig for whatever we need. Assuming we're drawing into a 6 card. Unfortunately, it would be another Messenger Lotto, but again, just kind of showing off, what this deck is capable of. The Vernisylphs obviously do add their own little thing, so you can actually go ahead and go Flourishing Hills, pitching both copies here, and that is going to grab us the duck. And then we are going to be able to summon out one of the copies of Flourishing Hills. And then we're going to do kind of the same thing here. We're going to go the Misty Seedling plus Messenger Lotto. That is going to net us a Earth Fairy. And now we can definitely normally grab the Petting Sessor, but without another Vernisylph in hand. We already have some monsters in graveyard, so we don't want to go that way. Fortunately, Angeli is a Earth Fairy itself, so we can grab Angeli. From there, we do have the ability to summon another level 4 or lower Earth monster. Could bring out the Messenger Lotto, but we do want that to actually get shuffled back, so we can actually just bring out the Flourishing Hills. And so right here, we already have access to kind of like a rank 4. Some really good potential plays. Might honestly actually bring in Dweller, as something you have, maybe if you have to go first against something like Unchained, so that's probably a potential option to bring in. But you do have the ability to normally Angeli. I'll go the effect of Angeli. And this is just going to kind of begin your same plays. From there you do have the Petting Sessor to go into the Pudding Cess. Overlay these two. Now we already do have access to a few things in Grave, so we don't really need to detach with Glass Souffle at this point. You definitely can if you would fear something like Nibiru, if you want to make sure that you have something around, but in this instance we'll just kind of keep it the way it is. Go into Chakra mode. And we'll shuffle back the Messenger Lotto, which is going to trigger the Chakra mode, detaching the Glass Souffle. And that is going to bring out, again, we've already used Angeli, so we'll make sure we don't go into that again, the Hoot Cake. Hoot Cake can again banish the Glass Souffle to bring out our first copy of Messenger Lotto. Messenger Lotto will just grab you the Field Spell. And we just need to kind of clear up a little bit of the board, so we can actually just overlay these two into rank 4. If you were going to go the Dweller route, obviously you want to make sure that you did that prior to going the Petting Sessor, just because you're obviously at that point locked into Madolche monsters. But, that's, we're just going to make it Glass Souffle, that's fine. So we do still have the Angeli Grave, so we're going to be able to get one more Chakra mode effect off. So activating the Chateau, that is going to shuffle back the Angeli, which is going to, again, trigger the effect of the Chakra mode. We can detach the Petting Sessor, grabbing out the Messenger Lotto. Messenger Lotto, same thing. We'll be able to grab Promenade. And then from here, just kind of like cleaning up the board a little bit. I guess Hoot Cake would have had to come out to attack because of Chakra mode. Linking these two away. We can go into a Fresh to start. And then you again have a very similar board through, kind of the Vernisylph beginning. We have a Promenade, had Lightning Storm if we were going second, plus Prosperity to draw into whatever we need. Plus, really at the end of the combo you can go Prosperity and maybe grab like an Ash or just any other thing that you think is going to help, against your opponent. So overall, really like the deck. You know, I definitely think it is very capable. Obviously, even playing a lot of going second cards, if you are forced to go first, you can obviously see that the deck is, you know, still able to put up a pretty consistent board. Plus, you are drawing into enough like board breakers that, you know, the deck is still very competent, and I think is actually able to compete pretty well at this point. Plus, with you know, Kashtira losing a Rise Heart, I think the deck really gained by not losing anything. I mean, obviously, it wasn't in trouble of losing anything, but you know, really just kind of having the format lose a really big, you know, floodgate like a Rise Heart definitely makes, you know, Madolche, something like that, a little bit more playable. So I still like it overall. Definitely not going to, you know, you're not going to see it really probably win any regionals or anything like that, but just really overall pretty fun like deck. You see it probably like top of the locals every now and then, and it's just something really kind of fun to kind of play. And yeah, I just overall still really like the deck, and I will see y'all guys next time.